become glaringly apparent that Kenya Barris is one note. He only writes jokes about race, racist tropes that are uncomfortable, unnecessary, and unfunny. It's the same recycled racist tropes that are very tired. And I know that he did not write White Men Can't Jump by himself. He did co write this film with Doug Hall, who has written with him in the Blackish universe, Grownish, Black AF, and Blackish. So Doug Hall and Kenya Barris share in how awful this screenplay is. This reboot is so unfunny. None of the jokes land. And this isn't on Jack Harlow. This isn't on Sinqua Walls. The writing is so bad. It's the worst part. This should have been a standalone film. Honestly, they should have never been allowed to touch the classic White Men Can't Jump from 1992 with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes. They shouldn't have been allowed. And I am so afraid because Kenya Barris is not only working on The Wizard of Oz, rebooting The Wizard of Oz, that should scare everybody, but he's also working on a reboot of Uptown Saturday Night. We're in trouble. But White Men Can't Jump, of all the classics, you're touching White Men Can't Jump. You can't recreate the chemistry that Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes share. That on-screen chemistry is unmatched. That should have told everyone involved in this project, okay, not this. Don't touch this. That chemistry did not translate in this reboot, so it's unfunny. The chemistry is bad. It uses the same beats of the original film. It tries to liven up the same beats from the original film by making it current. But what diminishes the effort is that the racist jokes are unfunny. Honestly, I really don't blame the actors here. The actors were at the mercy of the material. For instance, Miles Bullock and Vince Staples, they're supposed to be the comic relief. They're side characters that are supposed to hold up sections of the film to make it funny. They were unfunny. I think they had better chemistry, really, those two together, than Jack Harlow and Sinqua Walls had. And I think some of that I'm comparing it to how electric Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes were together. So I am, it's hard for me to segregate what I know about what Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes did with the role and what Jack Harlow and what Sinqua Walls did with the role. They have big shoes to fill. So I understand that. It's really hard to segregate the two. And honestly, for Jack Harlow, for this to be his feature film debut, I think he did a good job. Like, again, he is really bound by the material that isn't good. But I think I could just feel like his career as an actor is going to blossom in a meaningful way. I think I can see him really developing into a really, really great actor because I think he did great. He's just at the mercy of the material. Of course, Sinqua Walls is great. There's a really touching screen that Teyana Taylor has. Of course, she's good. Of course, Lance Reddick is good. Doesn't have a whole lot to do, but he does hold an emotional part of the film together to move the plot along and to move motivation for Sinqua Walls' character. So there's that. The acting wasn't bad. It's the jokes that I really feel depletes the value of rebooting such a classic film. The directing, Calmatic directed this. Now, Calmatic did direct one of my worst films of the year, the House Party reboot. Oh gosh, I really didn't like House Party. I don't like this more. This is really, this is not a good film. I'd like to see what these filmmakers do with not just standalone films, with original material without it being tropian. I'd like to see what Calmatic does. This wasn't a good effort. House Party was a little better. I think what punched up House Party was that there were so many cameos and, some good music. This one, wow, it's just not good. And I'm trying to think if this is going to be on one of my worst. I don't know that this would be like my top 10 worst of the year, because I do have probably 5 already on my list that I think are set in stone. So I'm gonna say this will likely be, top 10 of my worst films of 2023, maybe top 20. It's not that bad. It's the jokes that really diminish the value, like I said, of this reboot. The music is so forced too. Like, the score is so forced that some of the action sequences, you can just tell the editing was shoddy. I couldn't now, this is an accessible film. This is a streaming movie. It's available on Hulu now. See for yourself. Throw it on. Throw it on. But if you hold the original 1992 White Men Can't Jump in high regard, you're going to be disappointed. Really. You're going to be disappointed. At any rate, White Men Can't Jump is available to stream on Hulu now. Good luck.